So, Craig, what's your thoughts on the game and having the guys in another prelim?
Oh, no, I'm really proud of them. Actually, it wasn't an easy game there, tonight. We were on top for long stages of it, but that was a little bit deflating, that try just before half time. I found myself a little bit deflated, but I realised I had to perk myself up a bit, for half time, and the players didn't seem too concerned about it, and I just thought, against the wind in the second half, they done one hell of a job. We dominated possession, and obviously with that field position, and then the points came. So I just thought our guys done a great job. It was, there was the ball in play. It was probably one of the highest I think that we've played in this year. So it just wasn't breaks and rests and whatever. There was a lot of ball in play. So I just thought our guys done a great job. And and as Harry said after the game, we can be really happy with what we did today. But at the end of the day, that just takes us into a little bit further in the competition, and we want to make sure that we put the work in the next couple of weeks to make sure we give ourselves a good chance in the next game.
What does it say about the boys in the group? As you say, you can take a try right on half time like that and just keep on going with what happens in the second half and not drop your bundle.
Oh yeah, I think so I wasn't quite sure how they'd be feeling about that. I know how I was feeling, but as I come down the lift, I sort of made sure I changed my manner, I suppose. But when I got to the rooms, they didn't seem overly fussed about it. So things happen in games, and we just need to move on and can't change it. So you just got to move on to our next job, what we need to do next, and that's all we spoke about in the in the halftime huddle.
Craig, we saw what obviously Harry, the hat trick in the second half obviously was integral to the win, but can you talk to us about what you saw in him to make him captain this year, and how you've seen him kind of grow into that role through the year?
Well, I think obviously you've seen some leadership qualities in him, to make him captain, and I think he's in the position that he plays. He's always on the ball, around the ball, So I think that gives players, when they're on the ball all the time, it gives them a better indication on what's going on in the game and what's not going on. And like just his, I probably didn't say it at that time, but just his interest in, I suppose, doing things outside of footy, for the club, for the team. About like family things and social things, social outings or whatever. He's he just doesn't stick to the captaincy of the footy side. He sort of comes up with other ideas that that help make a footy club. It's not just the footy that makes a footy team or a footy club. It's some of the things we do outside. We all know how important family is to all the players, and we like to make them feel welcome and make sure that we put some things on during the year for them. And Harry's been probably forefront of that.
People like to say he's like the next Cameron Smith, but probably because they wear the same jumper. But do you actually see? Do you find them similar in maybe captaincy or styles or anything about them, or are they actually quite different?
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, Cameron was always, very well planned, control. Where Harry, he just gets on the back of things and off he goes type thing. So. Obviously they play the same position, and I think again Harry's got still a big part of his career to go. Cameron was probably a little bit more skillful around dummy up, but Harry's quicker. So but like I say, they're very similar in some ways, but they're different in other ways. And as I said, you don't want all your players or your people in your club the same personalities. That ain't gonna work. So it's been a smooth changeover. Like Cameron's last year, Harry went and played with the West Tigers just to get some experience in first grade, because you know he didn't get much with Cameron here, and he just used to. He never ever got injured, you know. So Harry didn't, you know, play very much NRL. So I think that experience he had at the West Tigers was great for him. And then when Cameron retired, he come back, and you know he hasn't looked back.
Craig, you had a dream start tonight, but you couldn't have got a better start with the kick-off and Munster scoring. Sometimes you can start games too early, right? Things can go your way. Was there any concern about that maybe it started too well? You know what I mean? Sometimes that can backfire on the team.
Oh yeah, it can. But you know, you know, sometimes I suppose you can get a bit confident, and then you start doing things that you know that don't help you build your game. You're just looking for, you know, I suppose you know that happened. You know, we could have started looking for shortcuts, you know, to make the lead bigger, but you know we didn't. We just kept building into our game and knowing what's important, and went from there.
I mentioned Munster's try. I think he ran the ball 17, 18 times tonight.
Yeah.
Was that in the game plan, or was that just Cam freewheeling, I guess?
It wasn't on the game plan. We don't really give him amount of runs, but we like him when he runs the ball. But yeah, he must have had a couple of Red Bulls extra before the game. You know, like he just kept running the ball. You know, and like I say, he was very effective. You know, so I think that just goes to show that you know he's him as a leader just wanted to, you know, really make a contribution tonight. You know, to help the team. And yeah, like I say, he did a great job.
Was that Cam's most complete performance in the season? Obviously, he's had a stop-start season.
Yeah, with injury, obviously, it hasn't been great for him. You know, we know he can do those things, you know, with the ball, but you know, I was really impressed with how he defended tonight. I thought, you know, sometimes that's not the strong part of his game, but I thought it was really strong tonight. And you know, like I say, yeah, you know, we all want to see him run the ball and handle the ball, and you know, pass the ball and set things up, and you know, stick to the plan that we've got. But I just thought his defence was, you know, really effective tonight too.
Harry, Craig said that you guys weren't flustered at all at half time. Was that the sense that you felt like you were in control really from the kick-off?
Yeah, like I've said a couple of times in a few interviews I did before, got to give a lot of credit to Craig at, you know, the way he handled half time, and I think he was very calm, very experienced campaigner.
Wasn't that calm before I got there? But anyway.
Yeah, I think he was very calm in that moment, and that really rubbed off on the group. I was obviously pretty disappointed, give away a penalty on the last tackle, and then they scored going into half time, which is not ideal. And you know, I think the way that Bellamy handled it, and it really rubbed off on the playing group. And the playing group, you know, have been pretty good all year at just getting on with things, not letting things sort of worry us or phase us too much. And you know, that was sort of the case there. And we knew that the work we'd done in the first half was going to reward us at some point. Probably not as much as it did, but yeah, that's pleasing for the group to sort of see that and know what comes of, you know, the work that we put into them in the first half.
Harry, can you talk about how excited you are being the only Melbourne-based team left in one of the top men's football clubs? You know, with Auckland going out last night, playing prelim, I think Friday grand final down here, and that first try you scored was a bit of a hand pass celebration. Was anything in that?
I've sort of adapted that one. I adopted it. It's kind of been a bit of a trademark now, but I guess we're in Victoria, AFL country, so I'll roll with it for a little bit. Hopefully I can do a little bit more of it. But yeah, I think what we felt out there, the playing group, the crowd, Amy Park, it was packed. There was so much purple, and you know, it really makes a difference. It really you know, drives the team to go well, and we know who we're playing for. So especially now with none of those Victorian teams, Melbourne-based teams, and the Cats are still alive there, but no Melbourne-based teams. You know, hopefully we can get a lot more people jumping on the Melbourne Storm bandwagon.
Harry, have you had a hat-trick at any level before, or was that the first one today?
Probably under 8s, Yeppoon Seagulls, but to be honest, I didn't do much for those. I think, Ellie, he's competing, and you seen what he did. Whenever there was a ball in the air, he didn't shy away from the contest. He went after it, and they're big moments in the game. I just kept my feet moving. Josh King, he's been awesome for us all year, leading from the front. He's one of our leaders, and he's really taken that, that role on this year. When he talks, when he acts, boys listen, boys follow. So, I think, the team, everyone's just playing their role, doing their bit, and everyone's sort of, reaping the rewards. But it's not the tries that count; it's the moments that lead up to it.
How significant was the impact of Will Warbrick, particularly early in the game?
Not me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was looking to an area. Yeah. With all due respect, certainly one of his better games today. But geez, he's been doing that probably 75% of the games. He's been running like that. Obviously, he scored a couple of tries, but like I say, he's been outstanding all year. So what he gives us, and X as well. Two big strong wingers, and they're good. Like chasing kicks, and they're good. Running the ball, and they're good defenders as well. So that's a huge bonus for us to have those two guys. But I know he was really good today, but he's been like that for probably 80% of his games this year. He's been outstanding. So there wasn't anything he hasn't been doing or practicing. So that's just Will's nearly his norm.
Did you watch the game last night, and what did you make of it?
I didn't watch it closely, I must say. I was doing a few other things and just checking the score and whatever. But it looked like Penrith had a great start to the game, and that sort of put the Roosters on the back foot a bit, and they got a couple out, the Roosters, and then with Nathan Cleary coming back, that's obviously a huge plus for them. So like I say, it's. I think the score was nearly the same, wasn't it? 30-10. Yeah, but like I say, everyone knows they're the team to beat, and winning 3 premierships in a row, that's not easy to do.
Harry, the drop goal. Harry, the drop goal at the end, was that something you guys had just wanted to tick off and get a bit of practice at, or did you perhaps just rip that one out at the end?
No, perhaps just ripped it out. I think he just wanted to get on the scoreboard.